Hello everybody, my name is Tommy. I'm a mask and puppet maker, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can become Baldy. I'm going to show you how to make the mask, we're going to make the and how to dress up just like Baldy. Oh bad! Welcome to Tommy's Puppet Lab. Enjoy the show. For this tutorial, you will need a head base. If you do not have a head base, click on the link in the description below to learn how to make a simple head base. Before we get started with this tutorial, I just want to cover some safety. Knives and scissors are very sharp and pointy. So please get an adult to help you. Always cut away from yourself, never towards yourself. And that includes your fingers. When using hot glue, always wear gloves to protect yourself from burns. Never touch the tip, so please be very careful with this. And I highly recommend adult supervision. Alright, let's start. Okay, so you got your head base, you'll need that. We're going to start by making Baldy's nose. We're going to scrunch newspaper into the shape of a teardrop. You should have something that looks like this. And I am going to use a hot glue gun. You can use masking tape if you want. That's perfectly fine if you want to use masking tape. But I'm going to use hot glue, as it'll be easier. We're just going to glue it right there, right in the center of the mask. For the eyes, I'm going to use a large styrofoam ball. We're going to cut it in half and we're going to place it on each side of the nose. I'm actually going to probably trim the nose a little bit, but yeah, I'm just going to glue it and I'm going to wait till I cover it up first. So be very careful when you're cutting a styrofoam ball, especially when you have the knife out this far. Once it's cut, and there you go. So we're just going to glue that to each side of the mask. So when you're gluing styrofoam, put some hot glue on the surface where you're going to glue it first, and let it cool down for about 10 seconds. And then you attach it, otherwise you're going to melt the styrofoam. So that should be good. It's already starting to look like him. Next thing we're going to need the eyebrows. He has very, very thin eyebrows. So now I'm going to cut myself some eyebrows. They need to be long and fairly skinny. Like that. You can make it a little skinnier if you want, but I think this'll do just fine. You're going to cut yourself another one. Okay, so now we have two eyebrows, and we're going to glue them. I'm not going to glue them flat. I'm actually just going to glue them. Like this. Yeah, so I'm going to kind of make him angry. Alright, so those are the eyebrows. We only need two more things. The hair, which is only going to take a second, and the mouth. And we're ready to cover it in paper mache. And then we're going to paint it. That's how easy it is. Alright. So you want to cut out a piece like this, just another skinny piece. And we're going to glue it right about there. Because he's obviously bald, so he doesn't have much hair. And there we go. That's the hair. Very easy, isn't it? Easy enough. And now we need the mouth. So you can give him any kind of expression you want. You give him a happy expression or you can give him the angry one. So I'm going to be making him an angry smile. So you just need to cut out. I'm going to use cardboard. So we're going to cut it out into the shape of a macaroni. Alright. And that's about it for the newspaper. If you want to give him, you know, just a straight, a blank expression, you can. All you need to do, you just need to cut out something like this. Kind of like the shape of a rice grain, I guess. So like that. Probably need to make it a little bit longer. But I'm going with this, because he's angry. So I'm just going to glue that right there. Alright, I'm just going to throw everything on the floor here. Yeah, that's really starting to look like Baldi. Okay, so now it is time to start adding paper mache. So I'm going to show you how to make the glue solution. You will need white glue and you're going to need some water. You'll also need a container and a large paintbrush, whatever size works for you. Okay, so you need to mix 1 part water and 1 part white glue. So what I mean by that is if you're going to use 1 cup of water, you will add 1 cup of white glue. 2 cups of water, 2 cups of white glue. That's what 1 part water and 1 part glue means. So I'm going to do that right now. So I got this little measuring cup here. So we're going to start off by adding 1 part water. So we're going to pour that into the container. And now we need to add 1 cup of white glue. I'm going to do that. And you just pour it into your water. You use a small paintbrush to get the glue off. Now you're going to mix your solution. You're going to keep mixing it until it is one smooth solution. Okay, so that should be good enough. So now we have our mixture. Alright, so I'm going to show you how to use this glue. Now that you have your glue mixture, so you're going to take your glue and you're going to brush on the surface area. So you're going to take some tissue paper or toilet paper. I use toilet paper because it's cheap and it actually works really good. Use a strong brand. Alright, then you're going to cover up the surface area and you're going to brush glue on top of the tissue like I am right now. So I'm just covering up the nose. So you're going to take some more tissue and put tissue on top. And you're going to brush even more glue on top of it. You're going to cover this completely until you have at least 3 or 4 layers. And that's all you got to do. So, let's do it. Now for the lips, I'm just going to go ahead and show you what to do here. Just cover the surface area. Now I'm just going to roll some tissue paper like this. Now for the upper lips, we're just going to wrap it around the top like that. Going to need a little bit more. like that. So those will be the upper lips. And now for the bottom lips, we're just going to wrap it around the bottom here. Try to make it a little skinnier than the top. Like that. See, now that actually looks like a mouth, and now it doesn't look like a mustache anymore. See, this is really starting to look like Baldy. I do need to fix the nose though, but I'm going to do that, so don't worry about that. We can do that when the glue is dry, but this is really starting to look like him. Now I'm just going to cover it completely. There you go. That's all there is to it, so we're just going to let that dry, and I'm going to smooth out. I'm going to fix the nose so that it actually has a better flow. But other than that, that's about all I need to fix. So that took me a total of 36 minutes to make this mask. Then of course we got to paint it. So I'm going to let this dry. I'm going to smooth that out, and I will be right back. I can't wait to finish him. Okay everybody, time to start painting Baldy. So we're going to need some white, and we're going to mix it with just a little bit of orange to get his skin color. We'll need just a little bit of brown, and we're going to need some red for the mouth, and we'll need some black. These should be the only colors that you will need for this project. Alright, so let's begin. And there you go. You now have a Baldy mask. However, there is still one problem. We cannot see out of this mask. So what you need to do is you need to put on the mask, and you need to look exactly where your eyes are facing. I put mine on already, and my eyes are facing this way. So you're going to need some mesh tape. You can find this in the drywall section. This cost me about $4. Okay, it's not expensive. So this is what we're going to be using so that we can actually see out of the mask. So my field of vision is right here. So I'm going to cut this out, and I'm going to put this on, and I'm going to paint over it. Okay. So that's what I just did there. And on the inside it should be mostly newspaper if you used a balloon head base. So I'm just going to tear that away. And I'm just going to make this. You want to be able to see out of this mask. I don't want you to hurt yourself, and if you can't see, you're going to hurt yourself, so please be careful. Alright. I'm going to try this on and just make sure I can see out of it. Probably see Mama Tattletale right now. So let's put on the mask and try it on. Yeah, I can see. Alright, so I can see out of the mask now. This is where we're going to be looking. We won't actually be looking out of Baldy's. We won't be looking through Baldy's eyes. He's got pretty big, yeah, he's pretty creepy. So what you want to do is you want to take your screen tape. You can use some fabric, some very thin fabric, but I want to paint this. I don't want this to be noticeable. So I'm going to be using this mesh tape, and we can actually paint over this. So where is the end to the tape? Okay, so we got some screen tape here. We don't need a whole lot. But what we're going to do is we're going to tape this on the inside over the hole. If it does not stay on, you might want to use a hot glue gun for this. But this is tape, and you're taping it right onto newspaper, so there should be no reason why it's not going to stick. Yeah, I can still see out of it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint over it. You want to be careful that you don't cover up any holes while you paint. Then it will be hard to see. There, he looks better already. Okay, you really do want to be able to see. Okay, so what you do, and notice how some of the holes are plugged, just blow on it. And that'll clear it right up. And that is how you see out of this mask. Okay, and make sure you take the mask off before you cut. You don't want to cut while you are wearing the mask. That's too dangerous. Take the mask off, cut your hole, and then put the tape over it, and then paint it the same color you painted Baldy's head. So Baldy's head is all ready to go. So now we need to make his meter stick. This is craft board. It's got foam in between, and so basically it's paper with foam in the middle. This is safe, and it's actually quite sturdy. So you're going to take a ruler or something straight, and we're going to draw a straight line using a marker. I'm using a level because it's straight, and it's even got markings on it. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to make two of them, and I'm going to glue them together so that it's extra sturdy. And now we're going to cut these two out. Just remember to cut away from yourself. I say this all the time, but it really does save you. So now Baldy has his meter stick. This is actually not bad. You can probably just get away with using one, but it's a little bit flexible, so I want to make it sturdy. Take a little bit of glue, and we're just going to glue it together. Do the same thing to the other piece. And now we're just going to glue them together. You're going to let that sit. Okay, so while you're letting the glue dry, you'll notice that this is kind of warped right now. So put some kind of weight in the middle, and when it dries, it will dry flat. That's what you want. So once it is dry, I'm going to paint it. So I'm actually going to paint it yellow, mix just a little bit of brown in it, just to make it look like a wooden color. Okay, so all that's left to do is to draw the lines on the ruler. Now I'm going to draw a line for every inch on this ruler. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. However long you want to make it, just mark the lines for every inch. You can write numbers on here if you want to. I'm not going to, because I have a really good ruler right here. This is just a prop. Okay, so this is actually 24 inches long, so it's not even a meter or even close to a yard. So a meter has 39.4 inches on it. So yeah, we can't really call this a meter stick, but we'll just call this a ruler, okay? So the next thing you want to do is you want to dress like Baldy. So what I used here for the pants, I actually just wore some blue jeans. Okay, make sure they're nice and blue. And he wears blue pants. You can use wear blue sweatpants if you want. I'm going to wear blue jeans because I don't like wearing sweatpants. And you are also going to need a green shirt. So this is a green shirt. This is what he wears. I know Baldy does not have a pocket, or he doesn't have buttons on it, like This one does, but you know what? He's a teacher, okay? So I'm going to allow that. So just make sure you get a long sleeve shirt, because he wears long sleeves. If you cannot find a long sleeve green shirt like I have here, get a white one. And you will want to get some green fabric dye. You're going to dye the white shirt green. Please get an adult to help you with dyeing fabrics, because you are working with very powerful dye. You do not want to stain your hands or your mother's walls and the floor. She will become even more scarier than Baldy if you do. So please, get an adult to help you with that. That's all there is to it. So let's put everything on. So yeah, this is the shirt that I wear. So make sure that it's a bright green color. And you can wear blue pants. I'm pretty sure a lot of you have blue pants. And just like that, you now can become Baldy. Have fun, and don't actually hurt anybody, okay? Just have some fun, alright? What is wrong with you? Gotta go. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye. Take one hand and put these two fingers together. Put your pinky on top and grab your pinky with your index finger. And you just made yourself a puppet friend.